And now for more on this story, we're now joined right here in the studio by the spokesperson for the Department of Basic Education, Elijah Mhlanga. Elijah, good afternoon. Nice to chat to you once again. Now, can you just briefly walk us through at least the major findings, the major outcomes of this report?
Well, one of the key findings of the report is that the system has been weak. The appointment procedures had weaknesses and allowed for people to manipulate the system such that certain individuals who ended up securing these jobs didn't deserve to be in those jobs. As a result, they were appointed inappropriately, but this could only happen if teachers, members of unions, officials from the department, SGB associations and individuals in SGBs worked together, because you needed a syndicate for this type of action to happen. And we also find as a major issue raised by the task team that we need to take back control as a department of the appointment processes, because at the moment it seems it's in the hands of people in different provinces who are able to manipulate the system. But that we need to also protect the integrity of the appointment of teachers, because the quality of education rests on the skills, qualifications, attributes and ability of a teacher who secures a job.
Now, when you say that some of the people that were appointed did not deserve these appointments, what exactly do you mean? Is it that they did not have the qualifications or they were not qualified enough? What exactly does
it means that in one case, if you read the report, you'll find that a person who scored the highest is not a person who was appointed to the job, which means other factors had to come into the picture to enable that person to be in that job. Obviously, that means the process was not followed. It means that other types of influence had to come into the picture for that person to find themselves in that position. And that refers to the payment in whatever form, cash and other things that would have been exchanged to ensure that that person gets that job. So that's exactly what it means.
And talking of the cash, what amounts are we talking about?
There are different amounts. There's a case there, you see it says 6,500, but other people were offered 50,000 rand. In other cases it was 20, 30,000. It depended on the case and the negotiations that were taking place at that point, and how desperate the person was to secure that job. So it was really up to you how much you could afford and what you're prepared to give to secure that job.
Now, does the report specifically mention or look at who the culprits were?
It does. It mentions names, but we have not published the names as yet, because the forensic unit is still at work conducting further investigations, because we have found that there's a good number of cases that warrant further investigations. We intend taking those cases to court. The Department of Justice has been part of the investigations to assist the forensic team to put together good, credible, tangible evidence which can pass in court when we take those matters to court. We expect that such charges will be pressed against certain individuals because people came forward with evidence and said, this is what I know, and proceeded to make statements that can go to court as evidence. And the forensic unit is busy doing that. And there are several names of people that have been mentioned, both outside the department and in some belonging to teacher unions.
And talking of the teacher unions, you know that for a long time they were against the release of this report. Have they been handed a copy, and have they responded at least to you, to the allegations that are contained in the report?
You know, when it comes to that matter, it was just an issue of technicality, really, because if you read the report, it does say that even before the minister set up the task team, she invited all the teacher unions, including school governing body associations, to a meeting to discuss these allegations. And it was agreed by all that an investigation needed to be put in place. That was done. The work commenced. The teacher unions participated in the investigation and gave information. The report is 285 pages purely because all the teacher unions participated in the process, gave evidence in all the provinces and nationally as well. And when the draft report was given to the minister, they were given a copy as well. It was just a matter of certain processes not being followed in the manner that they desired. But at the end of the day, all the administrative justice processes have been followed and everyone is happy. That's why we're able to release the report yesterday.
And very quickly, before I let you go, what lessons has the department and the education sector learned from this experience and from this report?
Well, we've learned that some of the steps that were put in place to ensure that parents participate, to ensure that stakeholders participate in the appointment of teachers, thus democratizing some of the decisions in the education system, have come back to haunt us because some people have abused the roles that they had in the appointment procedures of teachers, such that now we need to go back to the law and make revisions to strengthen the processes to ensure that only those deserving, only those that have the skills, qualifications, attributes and ability get the jobs, so that we are confident that every teacher standing in front of our learners is the right one.
Elijah, thank you so much for your time. That was the spokesperson there for the Department of Basic Education, Elijah Mhlanga.